In Algebra 7, we're going to look at division in algebra. We've touched on it in Algebra 6 when we were simplifying algebraic fractions. So let's look at question 1. We can see there's an x minus 2 on the bottom. So we're going to need an x minus 2 on top. So you can see that when you factorize 5x plus 10, you're going to get 5 by x minus 2. The x minus 2 stays on the bottom. Again, we can divide both by x minus 2 and the answer will be 5. Nice and easy. With this one, again, we're identifying there's a common factor between 4, 12, and 4. So we're going to divide every term by 4. 4x divided by 4, 12 divided by 4, 4 divided by 4, which we can just write as x plus 3. Nice and easy. With this one here, we have a 5x on the bottom, we have a 5x squared, and we have a 15x, so they all contain 5x. So divide them all by 5x. You could write it long way like this. You could write 5x squared over 5x minus 15x over 5x divided by 5x over 5x. But at this point in Algebra 7, you guys are going to be better than that. You're going to be saying 5x squared divided by 5x. What's that going to give me? It's going to give me x. 15x divided by 5x is going to give me 3. And I have a 1 on the bottom, which I could write if I wanted, but I don't need. So the answer is going to be x minus 3. Okay, so practice these 3 questions before moving on to the next stage. Okay, let's look at some more examples of division in algebra. Now, in a lot of these questions, there's a clue in the question. If we're able to divide these two expressions, 4x squared plus 7x minus 2, there has to be an x plus 2 on top. So let's create a bracket here with x plus 2 and see does it work for us. So what would be in the other bracket? Well, to give a minus 2, we'd have to have a minus 1 here. And to give a 4x squared, we'd have to have a 4x here. Not squared, just 4x. So let's see, does that work out to be 4x squared plus 7x plus 2? 4x by x is 4x squared. There's our plus 8x and our minus 1x you can see in the middle too. So there's always a clue within these questions most of the time in algebraic division. So our answer is 4x minus 1. In question 2, again, if we set up the top to have a factor of 3x plus 1, if they ask you to divide, it has to have a factor common with the bottom. So 3x by 3x is 9x squared, and minus 2 by plus 1 is minus 2. So it's the only possibility. Let's just double check it gives 3x. 3x by 1 is 3x, and here's our minus 6x, which gives minus 3x, which is what we're looking for. So again, straightforward enough. Our answer is 3x minus 2. With this one here now, we've 2 factorizations. So you can do it the long method using the guide rule, but you can see here 3 is prime. So again, the quick method here would be there's only one possible answer. 3 by 1 to give 3, and you can see they're both pluses, so they both have to be pluses. And the more you practice these questions, you'll see these types of things emerge. Let's do this with the guide rule. 1 by 12 is 12, so we want the factors of 12. 1 by 12, we know it's not. We're trying to get, what number are we trying to get? Minus 1. So 3 by 4, we can get a minus 1. We know that from a 3 and a 4. So we're going to have x minus 4 to give the minus part, and x plus 3 to give the plus part. And so you can see really quickly our answer is x plus 1 over x minus 4. So now we have a 4-term factorization. You can see there's a similarity between the two. We have an ax and an ay top and bottom. So a by x plus y. We have to have an x plus y here. They're both minuses, so it has to be a minus sign. And what's missing? The c is missing. And on the bottom, we have an a times x plus y. And we have an x plus y. And this time we have a plus c. Now, a really common error for students who haven't practiced enough, they start cancelling at this point. They draw a line through this x minus y here, and this one here, or the a, but we can't do that. We haven't simplified. There's plus signs, there's minus signs, so this is not a product or a division yet, so we can't cancel if we have plus and minus signs within the question. So just finish off the factorization. We have a minus c on top by x plus y, and on the bottom we have a plus c by x plus y. What cancels? My x plus y's. Now you could leave it like that, but it's nice to tidy it up and write x minus c over sorry, a plus minus c over a plus c. You don't have to use the brackets, but it does make it look nice and neat. That's the correct answer. Practice these 4 questions and we'll come to the last part of division and algebra, which is dividing cubics and quadratics by linears. So the next section of dividing in algebra is a quadratic, which is our x squared, divided by a linear, which is our x to the power of 1. Now, I like doing these this way. We're dividing something by x minus 3. You can put it in the first or second bracket. Now, if we look back here, 3 has to multiply by something to give plus 12. So it has to be minus 4. There's only one option. And x has to multiply by something to give 8x squared. So 8x is the only option. Now let's just double check our answer. Multiply it out. We have 8x by x is 8x squared. 8x by 3 is minus 3 is minus 24x. Minus 4 by x is minus 4x. And minus 4 minus 3 is plus 12. So you can see you've got the answer straight away. So practice the other 3 of these questions using that method. Pause the video and come back and look at the solutions. Okay, let's look at these solutions. We've got x plus 1 has to multiply by something to give our quadratic, which is 3x squared plus 8x plus 5. 3x by x is the only option to get 3x squared. And prime number 5 by 1 is the only possibility to get 5. Does it give us 8x? 3x by 1 is 3x. 5 by x is 5x. Of course it does. So there are other ways. There's the box method to do this. There are other ways too that your teachers may show you. But when you only have one possibility in maths, there is only one possible answer. That's the beauty of the subject. Okay, so 2x. You guys have already written in this part of the bracket 8x. And what do we have? Minus 15 here. So you've already written minus 5. Double check. 24x minus 10x is 14x. What have we got next? 2x minus 1. 2x squared. Well, it has to be x. To get minus 3, it has to be plus 3. Check your x's. Minus 1x plus 6x is plus 5x. Probably the easiest question you'll ever get, but that's because you've looked at all the other videos. Algebra 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You're on to number 7. You're building up your skill set. You're making maths easier for yourself. The more foundations that you build. Now we're on to a cubic divided by a linear. Now there's a couple of ways to do these questions. In the old days when I was young, back in the black and white era, there was a particular method to do these questions. There's a new method I think that's probably better that I'm going to use. So the method is called the box method. We have a cubic to the power of 3, so we're going to use 3 boxes, 3 by 2. So we're going to put our x cubed, our first term, in the first box, and our plus 3, our last term, in the last box. Then we're going to look at, I'll do 2 different colors here. I'll do red for x squareds, and I'll do green for x's. Now, the x's are in these 2 boxes here. That's an arrow. And the reds, the x squareds, are in these 2 boxes. So these 2 boxes for the x squareds add up to 5x squared, and the green box is going to add up to 7x squared. What goes on the outside? Well, what goes on the outside is what you're dividing in. This is called a factor because it divides in. 2 is a factor of 6 because it divides into 6. So x plus 3 is a factor, and we write that on the left-hand side here. Now, it's basic division or multiplication. You can do either one. It depends whether you go into the box to the outside or outside to the inside. Let's go outside inside. X into x cubed, or x multiplied by something, and the something is going to go here, and we know that that's x squared. Now we line up our boxes. This x squared multiplied by this number is 3x squared. I said I'd do it in red, didn't I? That's 3x squared. And then we look up to our equation, or our cubic. We want 5x squared. We already have 3, so there has to be a 2x squared there. And then we go back and we do the same thing again. We say x into 2x squared is plus 2x. And then we go down, we say 2x multiplied by this 3 is going to give, and we go green again for the x's, 2x by 3 is plus 6x. How many x's do we want? We want plus 7x, so there's a plus x missing. And then to finish it off, we say x into x, so this x here into this x here is plus 1. And we can always check our answer is this number by this number, and you can see that it is. So the answer is x squared plus 2x plus 1. I will show another method in a later video that's much quicker, but it's probably when you have a real deep understanding, we can jump to the answer a little bit quicker. So let's have a look over here. We've got 2x cubed in the first box. We've minus 72 in the last box. We're going to divide in. What will we divide in here? Let me think of something that divides in here. 2x plus 9, I think definitely divides in here. So we put our 2x plus 9 on the outside. So 2x into 2x cubed is just x. And I'll keep it all the same color. Hopefully you can follow it. X multiplied by 9 is 9x. Sorry, squared. 9x squared. Apologies. We want 13x squared. So I've got 9. I want another 4x squared. These are my x squared boxes. 2x into 4x squared is plus 2x. 2x multiplied by 9 is 18x. We want 2x. Well, hang on. We've got 18, so I've got to go back to 2. So I've got to take away 16x. And 2x into 16x is minus 8. Is minus 8 by plus 9. Minus 72 it is. So my answer is x squared plus 2x minus 8. If you haven't seen the box method before, it can be a little bit confusing at the beginning. Go back to these examples. Practice them a few times. If you need to color code it, do. We're going to do another 2 examples before I'll give you a test. Okay, 2 more examples. We have 3x cubed minus 26x squared minus 2x plus 12. First term in the first box, last term in the last box. My linear, or my 3x minus 2 on the outside. What's going to go here? You're all going to tell me x squared by 3x gives me this number here. X squared by minus 2 is minus 2x squared. And this is where we have to jump up to see how many x squareds we want. Minus 26. You're all shouting at me, minus 24x squared. So 3x multiplied by this number that I'm going to write in a minute is minus 24x squared. So it's going to be minus 8x. And minus 8x by minus 2 is plus 16x. These are my x's. These are my x squareds. I have 16x. I want minus 2. So how many do I have to go back? I have to go back 18 to get the minus 2. And then I say 3x multiplied by this number that I'm going to write. What number goes there? Minus 6. Check your answer. Minus 6 by minus 2 is plus 12. The beauty of these questions is when you get them right, you can check your answer. Can't really do that all the time in maths, but in these questions we can. The answer is 8x, x squared, minus 8x, minus 6. Okay, practice the next one. Pause the video. Okay, you've practiced it. You put your 4x cubed in the first box. You put your plus 3 in the last box. And you put your linear 2x plus 1 on the outside. What have you put on top? Hopefully you put 2x squared. 2x squared. And on the bottom, you've put also 2x squared because we're multiplying by 1. Here's my x squared boxes. We want 6. We have 2. We're missing 4 of them. 2x into 4x squared is plus 2x. And again, we're going to have plus 2x in the bottom because it's a 1 here. So 1 by anything is itself. How many x's do we want? We want 8. We have 2. We need plus 6x. 2x. This 2x into the 6x. Or 2x multiplied by something is 6x. That would have to be plus 3. Is plus 3 by plus 1 plus 3. Of course it is. So our answer is 2x squared plus 2x plus 3. Hopefully the 4 examples, you've practiced them at least once, if not twice, maybe 3 times if you weren't brilliant at them the first time. Now, do them again, re-look at the video, and get ready to test yourself. Okay, so here's 4 questions to test yourself with. Pause the video, do the test, and check your solutions. Okay, let's look at number 1. We can see there's a 3x minus 9 on the bottom. Previously we said there must be a 3x minus 9 on top, but 3x minus 9 does factorize. And you should identify with the top that we can't get a 3x on top if we have x squared. So let's factorize the top. If we do it the quick way, you should see with our signs, they're both going to be minus. And to get 5 and to get 6, it would have to be minus 2 minus 3. And 3 goes into x, 3x and 9, which would leave 3 by x minus 3. So you can see the cancellation happens here. And the answer is x minus 2 over 3, which you could write x minus 2 over 3. Question 2. Again, I'm going to do the quick method here because I want to build up to this to get you guys good at identifying when you can take shortcuts in maths. The only way to get 3y squared is 3y by y, and the only way to get 2 is 2 by 1. We just have to decide where it goes. We want minus 5y in the middle. So we got to put a 2 here to get 6y, and it has to be minus 5y and a 1 here. So you can see the y minus 2's cancel, and the answer is 3y plus 1. Okay, what does it look like on top? I hope you're all saying in your heads the difference of two squares. 3e, and there's a clue on the bottom here. 3e by 3e, 5 by 5, a plus and a minus. We have a 3e plus 5 on the bottom. They cancel, and the answer is 3e minus 5. So identifying the type of question gets you into the solution really quickly. Okay, the last one. What type of method? Box method. What goes in the first box? My first term. What goes in the last box? My last term. What goes on the outside? My 7x minus 6. Okay, 7x multiplied by what gives 35? 7 by 5. X squared by x. 5x squared by minus 6 goes in this box, which is minus 30x squared. How many do we want? Minus 51. So there's minus 21 missing. 7x into minus 21x squared is minus 3x. And minus 3x by minus 6 for this box. These are going to give me my x's. Minus, well, plus 18x. Minus by minus. We want 74. If you need to use your calculator to take 18 away from 74, use your calculator. Or you could just take 20 away and add 2, which is 56. Now, 7x multiplied by this number, it's going to help me get the answer. 7x, 7 eighths are 56. So it has to be 8x. Put the sign in, it has to be a plus. And does 8x by minus 6, sorry, no, where did that x come from? Get rid of that x. 7x, the x is already here. 7x by 8 is 56x, and 8 by minus 6 is minus 48. So you can see our answer is 5x squared minus 3x plus 8. Hopefully you're making progress and you're getting confident that you can do these questions.